All right, what's going on, Giants fans? Quick reaction. A couple things came out in Giants land today. Giants set their depth chart, and Deandre Baker was finally released. I'm Bobby Skinner. This is Talkin Giants quick YouTube reaction videos. Like I said, we're going to try and do more and more of these. So let's start at the top with Deandre Baker. We kind of knew this was coming. He was put on the exempt list when Quentin Dunbar had his charges dropped, and Deandre Baker's didn't, and all of them stuck. It seemed like that either Dunbar snitched or that they felt like they could win Baker, not Dunbar. But the text messages or the Instagram messages saying that they paid the guys off really screwed the guys. So, I mean, if you're not aware, Deandre Baker was charged with 4 aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charges. The Giants traded for him. They traded into the first round, the 30th overall pick for the 37th pick, a 3rd rounder, and a 4th rounder. Struggled to start his rookie season. Had some struggles. But he did get better as the season went along. Like the Dolphins game, he played well. The Eagles game, he played well. Like he really came along as the season went along. And I really thought he was going to be, him and Daniel Jones were going to be the 2 tent poles for the season. Their improvement was going to be like, hey, if we can have Deandre Baker opposite James Bradbury, then that really makes this defense a lot better. Whereas now we're stuck with Corey Ballantyne, who, you know, I like Ballantyne, but I think he's going to struggle. Like, not to say Ballantyne will never be a good player, but I think he will struggle this year. He obviously struggled last year, but he was in a nickel spot that he had never played before. He, a 6th-round pick out of Washburn. He's been a boundary corner. He played in the preseason's boundary corner. Giants just kind of had to throw him in there because of Grant Haley's struggle. So it stinks the Giants traded for Isaac Yiadom from Denver for a 7th-round pick. So once he gets acclimated, you may see him on the outside. We'll talk about with Logan Ryan with the depth chart and stuff, but it just sucks. It sucks to see a talent go and one that we gave up a 1st-round pick for. Not only a 1st-round pick, but we traded to get up in the 1st-round pick. It sucks to lose that piece. I thought Baker was going to be big for us this year. Didn't think he was going to be perfect, but he was the best corner in the nation for a reason. I mean, he didn't allow a single touchdown all year, shut down the best guys in the SEC. I mean, won the Cornerback of the Year award for college football. So he had a lot of potential. We thought he was going to flourish with Patrick Graham's like press man scheme. That's where Deandre Baker was his best, where Betcher would have him playing off and zone, and it just didn't fit him. So I was really looking forward to this year from Baker. They finally cut him. It's done. Giants set their depth chart. Biggest thing that stands out to me, the center battle. We kind of knew it was over, but it's finally over. Nick Gates is the starting center. I've been a big proponent of this since the season end because Nick Gates showed that he's a good football player. And this Giants offensive line is not good enough to have good players on the bench. And this was before Solder even opted out. So the spot for him was Andrew Thomas was, going to play left tackle or right tackle. Solder was going to play because of his salary. Like as much as Solder sucked, his salary was going to force him into the starting lineup. You have the guards of Hernandez and Zeitler who you like. Center was the only spot where it's like we need someone there long term. Gates had practiced some center last year. He was the backup center for a couple weeks, so he would do that in practice. So he had a little bit of experience there. Spent all offseason working with Will Hernandez, Derek Carr, some other NFL players, but he was practicing center all offseason to do this. I'm a big fan of Nick Gates, man. He shows great in-play awareness. So is it his first time playing center? Yes, but it's like when you watch his games, he was the quickest to pick things up on the offensive line besides maybe Kevin Zeitler. And I think having him between Kevin Zeitler and Will Hernandez will help him. I think he's going to have an awesome year. I think we have our center of the future there. Logan Ryan was listed as a safety. I think he's going to play nickel corner. The Giants didn't list a nickel corner, which was just kind of weird. Like I get that they don't want to give it away, like who they want to play, Logan Ryan or Darnay Holmes. But they just didn't have a nickel corner on there. So the starting corners were Corey Ballantyne and James Bradbury. No nickel corner listed. We can assume it's got to be either Holmes or Ryan, obviously. Julian Love at free safety. Jabril Peppers at strong safety. Outside linebacker, this position is going to rotate like crazy. But Zimenez and Carter are the starters. So Golden, he's going to get his plenty of play. Kyler Fackrell, he's going to get plenty of play. But those guys are the starters. Offensive line is as thought. Dion Lewis is the number 2 running back. There was some thought that maybe Wayne Gallman would win that spot, and Dion Lewis will be the number 2 guy. I agree with that one totally. Inside linebacker, Devonte Downs is going to be starting. You guys know my opinion on Ryan Connolly. Devonte Downs came out of nowhere. He is a starter. I'm excited to see him because I don't know what to think of him. I watched a couple preseason games for him last year to see what he is. Hopefully he's improved. But, I mean, with no preseason this year, I don't know what to expect out of Devonte Downs because it's hard to judge a guy off of a quarter in a preseason game over a year ago. Like, I don't know how he's improved, if he's gotten faster, if he's figured out coverage, how to blow up plays, if he's a great pass rusher. Because, one, you just don't see a lot of that stuff in preseason. So, I don't know how he's going to look. It'll be a complete surprise week 1 for what he looks like against Pittsburgh. So, yeah, that's basically it. We're on to Pittsburgh, get some prep, did some TJ Watt work today. We'll talk about that on the Friday pregame show, but my gosh, the guy's good. All right, if anything happens, we'll be back. If not, episode Friday. Let's go Big Blue.